makeup, their picks aren't as valuable in them first rounds as somebody like Denver, like where they've got these problems coming up. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
Yes and no. I think the Rams are going to be in a position to where they were going to pick later this year anyway with their roster, and more than likely they'll be in the same position next year. And I do think when you look at their roster, I mean, where they could most use those first round picks is probably, I think we would agree, at left tackle. Um, and you can dig later, you can find a gem. It would be nice to have a first round tackle, but you can get one of those guys, second, third round. Luckily, where they need the
Bakhtiari was
most.
a fourth rounder.
I was going to bring him up exactly. You can find linemen in the later rounds. It's a little easier to find those big impact skill position guys. That being said, I mean the Rams are just so LA. It's unbelievable. I mean drafting Goff over Wentz. I mean hindsight is 2020, and I'm an Eagles fan, so take the bias. But I mean coming out of college, Jared Goff as a Cal quarterback did not look better to me and in most people's eyes than Carson Wentz, who seemed to be more
No.
pro style, everything you look for. So that was the first kind of California move they made. And then giving Todd Gurley all that money that they didn't have to do. And then you bring in Brandon Cooks, which you didn't really have to do.
Update, folks, on Patrick Mahomes. It's a patella dislocation, so it's a kneecap dislocation that is going to end up needing surgery.
Ooh.
So that's already been established. So it looks like Patrick Mahomes probably won't be back this season. That's just assuming because, yeah, I'm reading it right now from Dr. Chow, who's the official doctor for the NFL that comes out and does all that. He's
Yep.
the one who just said that.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that's official.
Yep. Sorry about that, Dillon. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. That's huge news. Literally everyone in fantasy football wants to know what's going on with Pat Mahomes right now. So,
They just
got
put
no
bacon-
problem at all with that update. And yeah, just to wrap up the Rams, they are super LA, and I think in the next couple of years, obviously missing out on these picks is going to hurt them. So they're trying to get that Super Bowl window now with Goff, Gurley, those guys while they can. I mean, this could be a real ugly franchise in another 5 years. So I guess we'll see.
A replacement for Andrew Whitworth. I'm reading this right now. Apparently, the Bengals and left tackle Cordy Glenn, who they traded from the Bills, is really good. He's an up and coming guy, and man, apparently they're at a dispute right now. Maybe they trade for him. I mean, the Rams still have a little bit of draft capital they can work with. They still have cap room they can work with. I mean, Cordy Glenn's not no slouch. He's a stud there.
It's one of those situations at this point. You're 2 feet into the quicksand pit and you've wiggled your way up to the belly button. You might as well just keep wiggling and either drown in the quicksand or make it across the damn pit, and hope you get to the other side because.
I think this is the first time the word belly button has been used on this show, guys.
Yeah, well, we use pectorals and beautiful at the same time from Dillon, so I figured it was all appropriate.
He was complimenting you.
They're drowning up to their fuzzy navel.
I'll take 2, sir. Anyways,
there goes the neighborhood.
I had a couple more NFL news. The Packers ended up signing wide receiver Ryan Grant after trying him out in a workout on Tuesday. They signed him Wednesday. It's a good pickup, I think, because he was there in Washington when McVay, Shanahan, and LaFleur was all there in the coaching staff. So he can pick it up quickly. It gives Rodgers a veteran weapon to come in. Not saying he's going to come in and annihilate people, but it just gives him another weapon than the 4 guys that were left on the roster that are not sitting out in practice right now. So, I mean, Ryan Grant's not bad. It's just he's not good either.
Right. I've seen Ryan Grant as a former Redskin out of Tulane up close and personal. I mean, like you said, nothing flashy, but definitely a solid route runner, and he's got good hands. The thing that sticks out to me most about Ryan Grant is I feel super bad for the guy because a few years ago he was supposed to be getting a mega contract from the Ravens, and then they go and sign Michael Crabtree, and boom, there goes his contract. So we'll see. I obviously having A-Rod throw you the ball is no problem.
I mean,
you know what I like most about Ryan Grant is that he formerly rushed for back-to-back 1,800-yard seasons.
I hate you.
Dave.
You and every other Packer fan. Oh my God, Ryan Grant's coming back. Not the running back. No.
I knew Dave was going to get pissed if I did that.
Because I've seen it all day long and I've ignored it. And oh God.
Well, you can't ignore me.
Calm down,
so
Dave. Calm down, Dave.
there it is.
Can throw Ryan Grant in there with Sam Gatto as two of my favorite Green Bay running backs.
Dr. Gatto to you now.
He is a doctor. He now saves lives right
dare
along
you.
George Clooney and Dr. Carter.
Also,
Wow.
Another big announcement on that. Raiders extended Waller, their tight end. Good for him. He has come out and shown why he has earned that money. He's been their leading receiver, their leading pass catcher this year. I mean, if it wasn't for him, probably half of the Raiders' drives wouldn't have ended up in touchdowns. Waller's that good. Yeah, he's been a stud in fantasy this year, especially coming out being that black diamond.
Oh, yeah, and now you have Tyrell Williams dealing with some serious knee issues, so Waller is looking real good, and now your ex-boy Trevor Davis. And
you the guy who fumbled on the 1-yard line against the Bears?
That's right. Yeah. Now you've got potentially Trevor Davis and Zay Jones lining up on the outside for the
and Hunter
Raiders.
Renfrow.
And Hunter Renfrow, former national championship game superhero.
The guy that is now currently 39 years old in his second year in the NFL, or is he a rookie this year?
He was
my goodness.
senior.
He's got a hairline worse than me.
Well,
you have a hairline?
Your hairline is much better than mine. Let's put it like that.
Well, I can't say that. I've seen his father. His father is he's a beautiful man. Okay.
Yeah, Jay, you hide behind the gel pretty well.
Dude, seriously, there's no gel in this hair. None.
I told him the same thing.
Mousse?
No, there's no mousse. I put in olive oil, all natural leave-in hair conditioner. That's it. I don't use any other hair products.
That is
impressive. How you just got your man card removed because you just said a way too long shampoo conditioner?
No, it's leave-in conditioner. And our whole family uses it because it's good for your scalp and your hair.
Who has better hair, you or your wife?
Oh, definitely me.
Oh, see, look, I'm telling her that.
She already knows, man. This hair is beautiful, man. This is like Uncle Jesse's hair, man.
Whoa, hey, whoa. Don't ever cross that line. Calm down.
Oh, this is...
Calm down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, have mercy.
Have mercy.
In the words of Dave, cut it out.
That was good.
We're name dropping.
Yeah, we are.
Well,
Mr. Couthier.
As we commence the second half, we might as well get into your blockbuster trade, Jay.
All right, it's time for
the player he doesn't have anymore.
Fantasy Files. Let's see, where is it? There it is. All right, there you go, Dillon.
Oh, man. So, Fantasy World. A trade was pulled off in the First and Goal Fantasy League today that will go down in history, especially with the way this particular game is playing out tonight. Our very own producer, Jay himself of Team Vicious. We all, took our jabs at him when he ended up with both Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers after the draft. Thought that was a waste of a roster spot. You went too high with the quarterbacks and you sacrificed the rest of your depth, so to speak. And he said, no, you wait. I'm going to trade one of these guys, and you guys will be eating crow, so to speak. Well, week 7, Jay finally gets his wish. He throws trades around the league all week long. And finally, after casting that reel out one last time, he gets a bite, folks. And not just any bite. Jay managed to land Mr. Leonard Fournette for Patrick Mahomes straight up. Now, doesn't sound sexy. If you're talking about last year, you might be thinking, wow, what a freaking idiot for trading Mahomes for Leonard Fournette straight up. However, consider this. Before this injury even happened tonight, you had 2 quote-unquote down weeks for Mahomes. He still put up multi-touchdowns, but hasn't been producing like we're normally used to. So, with A-Rod already locked in.
3 points per game, down from 35 per week.
Exactly. So, I mean, talk about a perfect time to sell. Jay manages to get Mahomes off of his hands for Leonard Fournette. And now, I mean, obviously, we've got Mr. Wizard here seeing how tonight would go. Apparently, losing Mahomes is going to be no problem at all. Here's some stats as far as Leonard Fournette goes. And now Jay did need a running back. He was hurting. And he gets Fournette on his team. The past 3 games, Leonard Fournette, 72 carries, 405 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, but there's room for improvement. And here's what's new for Leonard, 12 catches in the last 3 games. Now, that is all, 72 carries in 3 games is ridiculous. So there's that enough. The guy's been shown to be a 3-down back all season long. And now, check this out, first and goalers. Keep this in mind if you're looking to trade for Mr. Fournette yourself. In the playoff weeks for fantasy football, week 13 at home against Tampa Bay, week 14 at home against the LA Chargers, week 15 at Oakland, week 16 championship week at perhaps the worst rush defense in the league in the Atlanta Falcons. So there you have it. Brilliant move by our own Jay.
And Dave laughed at me when I put that out there. Laughed.
I stand on my hill. I still vote no.
And here's what I'll say to all the first and goalers to the fantasy world. I work with 2 men of integrity. Here's why I say that.
Who's the other guy? Because it ain't me.
Dave has the integrity to want to stick by what was established, and it's not necessarily the rules, okay? But it is the way the league was set up.
It's an unwritten rule by every league, usually.
You can have a 2-day or a 1-day review period for trades to see if they get vetoed, and then it goes through. However, me being the nice commissioner that I am, will take requests from all owners. On a situation like this, where you're trading for a player who's going to be playing on Thursday night, as Patrick Mahomes is, I asked around the league, asked who was cool with the trade being pushed through. A couple people were okay with it, and Dave was not okay with it. And, we all wanted to pick on him for being a stickler, and, he's got a stick up his butt, and he's just Mr. No Fun. And it's true. All of that is true. Dave, you could let loose a little bit, but I
drink way too much apple cider to have a stick up there.
I appreciate the fact that you wanted to stick to the way things are set up. So I'll say that for you. And now we have Jay, the ultimate integrity, who did not want to gyp his opponent this week by potentially getting the points for Mahomes tonight, as well as getting the points for Leonard Fournette on Sunday. So he said, you know what? I'm cool with it, whatever. Whatever the league decides is fine. I don't want to double dip, so to speak. So I'm proud of both of you guys. I'm happy to be your colleague.
I think he knew about that injury tonight.
Integrity he must have had a premonition.
I was talking to my uncle Doc Brown earlier, and we took a ride in the DeLorean, and my book just happened to say there's going to be a knee injury and that Fournette's a stud. So
1.21 gigawatts.
You get your damn hands off of him.
Great Scott!
Oh, McFly!
Well, good job, Biff. You called it tonight.
No, really.
The hair matches perfect. You are Biff Tannen from now on. Oh, yes.
Jesus. Actually, I prefer the guy from the Slickers or whatever.
You can have him. I'm sure you got a hoverboard sitting in that boiler room somewhere.
Now, Biff, you make sure there's 2 coats of wax on that car now, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Would you like that extra shiny? No, but really, I had targeted Leonard Fournette, mainly Delvin Cook.
It is a good trade. I'll give you that.
Delvin Cook,
Jay,
Fournette,
I was just going by the rule.
Or what the heck? Oh, Nick Chubb, and I had also went after the Jets, Bell, and I had been trying all week to get one of those guys, because Montgomery and Jones are great running back 2s and flex guys, but I needed a running back 1. I needed a solid running back 1. And I told you guys one of those quarterbacks was going to be going up before the trade deadline and one was going to be falling down, and whichever one was doing it was going to get traded for running back 1. and you laughed at me.